are going to the next concept, that is subsets. In the previous class we have studied about the sets, definition of sets, different types of sets. Now we are going to study subset. What is subset is? So if suppose for example I take the set A as set of students in the college. This is one set. All the students, those who are there in the college. Another set I consider the set of all students in first year PUC, that is in PCMB. The students, for example, set of all students in first PU who are there in the stream PCMB. Okay. Look into these two sets here. Suppose in this, suppose there are 500 students, total number of students in the college, suppose 500. In PCMB, suppose we have 80 students. See, these 80 students are in this set also. This is set of all students in the college. You will get 500 students, list of 500 students you will be having. And this is a set of students in first year science, PCMB stream. There are 80 students. See, these students are included in this set, right? See here, B is included in set A. So I call B is the subset of A. One more example in terms of numbers if I want to give you. Suppose there is a set A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is set A. And there is another set B. 1, 2, 3. See here, the elements of set B is also present in set A, or elements of set B contained in set A. In such cases, I call set B is the subset of set A. So this is the concept of subset. If elements of one set is contained in another set. So this is represented using the symbol. The subset symbol is here. B is the subset of A. Symbolically, I can represent it as B is the subset of A. So this I read it as a subset. This is a symbol, or contained in. B is the subset of A. Or I can read it as B is contained in A. So this is the symbolic representation. Suppose here sir, I have one more set, set C. 11, 12. Does set C is the subset of set A? No. Because the elements of set C are not in set A. So C is not the subset of A. So that can be represented like this. C is not the subset of A. This is the symbol. This is the subset symbol. Not subset or not contained in. C is not contained in set A. This is the symbol. See here, suppose B is the subset of A. Suppose B is the subset of A. Then any element belongs to B, it also belongs to the set A, isn't it? See, 1 belongs to B. That means 1 belongs to A also. 2 belongs to B, that means 2 belongs to A also. 3 belongs to B, 3 belongs to A also. So if B is the subset of A, then any element A, generalizing it, belongs to B, that implies A belongs to the set A also. So this symbol is, we read this symbol as implies. Implies symbols. That means, the meaning of that implies. If A belongs to B, that means A belongs to A as well. Or we read this as implies. So this is the condition. If B is the subset of A, and then element A belongs to B, implies A belongs to A also, you can say. But this is the condition, important condition. B must be the subset of A. Otherwise, this result is not true. So now, how can you give the definition of subset? What is the definition of subset? Definition: a set A is said to be the subset of B. A is the subset of B now. Because if I take, that is generalizing it, the definition. A is the subset of B if every element of A is the element of B. Every element of A is also the element of B, then A is called the subset of B. See, in the case of A is, for example, here you see A is the set 1, 2, 3. Can A be the subset of itself? A be the subset of itself, is that is possible? Subset of itself. Yes, it is possible. Any set is the subset of itself. Okay? And the null set. Null set. You know what is null set is? A set without any element. It is represented with the symbol phi symbol. Okay? Though there are no elements in the null set is the subset of all the sets. Any set you take, null set is the subset of that set. So this is set A. If I ask whether null set is the subset of this, yes, null set is the subset of this set. If I take set B, is null set is the subset of set B? Yes, null set is the subset of set B. So null set is the subset of any set, and set itself is the subset for a given set. So now the next case is, if A is the subset of B and B is the subset of A, is this possible? A is contained in B, B is contained in A. How it is possible? For example, suppose set A is and another set B. Look into these two sets. These sets are equal sets, right? So we have studied the definition of equal sets. Equal sets are the sets which has same elements and the number of elements are also same. 3 elements are there and the same elements we have. Those are equal sets. Whether A is the subset of B? Yes, A is the subset of B because all the elements of A is also the element of B. Whether B is the subset of A? Yes, the elements of B is in set A. A is the subset of B and B is the subset of A. This is possible only when the two sets are equal. Here set A is equal to set B, then only this condition is satisfied. So now we can give so many examples for these subsets. If I consider as the set of real numbers, R. This is the biggest set. If I take set of natural numbers, it is contained in R. whole number, that is also the subset of R. Rational numbers, that is also the subset of R. So here, whether natural number is the subset of whole number? Yes, natural number is the subset of whole number, because whole number is the set of whole numbers 0, 1, 2. This is set of whole numbers. Natural numbers 1, 2, 3, all this. See, the elements of natural numbers contained in whole number, right? So natural number is the subset of whole number. See, natural number is the subset of whole numbers. Whole number is the subset of integers. Integers is the subset of rational numbers. Rational numbers is the subset of real numbers. See here, the biggest set is the set of real numbers, which contains all the other sets. So this set R is called universal set. Universal set. I can call set of real numbers as universal set. It can be represented with the symbol U, the universal set. So what is universal set? A set which contains all the other sets is called universal set. The biggest set, universal set is the biggest set. In the case of numbers, you can say that real number is the universal set. Then all the other sets are contained in real numbers. So for example, you can give the other example. Suppose set A, 1, 2, 3 up to 10. And B is one set, C is another set, and D is some other set. See here, look into these three sets. B is contained in A, C is also contained in A, D is also contained in A. B is the subset of A, C is the subset of A, D is also the subset of A. Then for these sets, this is called universal set. A is the universal set for the given sets. If you consider a college, the number of students in a college, it is universal set. And the other set, students in first PU commerce, student in second PU commerce, students in first PU science, second PU science, you will get different sets. So number of students in the college is the universal set. It contains all other sets. So what is universal set? Universal set is the set which contains the other sets. That is universal set. Superset. What is superset? Suppose set A is and set B is 2, 4. This is set B. Now set B is contained in A, or B is the subset of A. B is the subset of A, and A is called the superset of B, because that A contains the elements of B. A is the superset A is the superset of B. So any set which contains the elements of another set is called superset. So consider a set A which has two elements, 1 and 2. See, what are the possible subsets it can have? What are the possible subsets it can have? See here, the subsets I can write it as one set, I can write it as, then another set 2, and the set itself is the subset, isn't it? Set itself is the subset, I already said, and another set, the null set, that is also the subset. So these are the possible subsets for a given set, isn't it? Element 1, yes, of course it is contained in A, it is the subset. Set C, the element is 2, it is contained in A, so C is the subset of A. D is the set itself. Set itself is the subset of given set. Null set is also the subset. So how many subsets it has? 4 subsets, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this set has how many subsets? 4 subsets. Now one more example you take. The elements of the set are 1, 2 and 3. How many possible subsets you can get from this? Suppose one set, if I consider, it's 1, another set 2, another set 3, you can name it, and another set 1, 2, and another set 1, 3, another set 2, 3, make all the possibilities, mix up the elements and get the subsets. Okay, so these are the sets with only one element, then 1, 2, 1, 3, then 2, 3. Next to the set itself, next the null set. These are the possible subsets. So how many subsets we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 subsets I get for the given set. Here I get 4 subsets, here I get 8. See, from looking into this, the number of subsets for a given set is equal to 2 to the power n. This is the formula. If a set is given, how to find out the subsets? How many subsets the given set has? It is given by the formula 2 to the power n. What is this n? N is the number of elements in the set. N is the number of elements. In a set. Number of elements in a given set, that is n. It is also called cardinal number. Cardinal number. Number of elements in a given set. See here how many elements are there? 2 elements, right? See, it is represented in this way. N of A is 2. It tells us about the number of elements in the given set. Number of elements in the set A is 2. In this you say, in that how many elements are there? 3 elements are there. N of A is 3. Or we call it as cardinal number of this set is 2. Cardinal number of this set is 3. So cardinal number is number of elements present in a given set. It is represented with the symbol n. Okay. Number of subsets for a given set is given by the formula 2 to the power n. In this case, how many elements are there? 2 elements are there. So number of subsets is 2 square. It is 4. See, I got it. In this case, number of subsets 2 to the power 3. N is 3. How many elements are there in this? 3 elements are there. 2 to the power 3. It is 8. You will get 8 subsets. In the same way, if a set has 4 elements, If a set has 4 elements, how many subsets it has? It is 2 to the power 4, it is 16 subsets has. So remember the formula to calculate the number of subsets is equal to 2 to the power n. N is the number of elements in a given set. So now we are going to the next concept, that is power set. What is power set is? See this, consider the set A with elements 1, 2. So I have listed out its subsets. So it has how many subsets? 4 subsets. The set of all subsets is called power set. Set of all subsets. So these are the subsets. The set of all subsets. I can consider this as a set again. So this power set is represented with the symbol P. Set of all subsets is called power set. See, these are the subsets. I am making it as a group again. So you have to write all those within the flower brackets. Then it is a power set. So power set is nothing but the number of elements in power set, n of p if it is asked. Number of elements in the power set. How many elements are there? It is same as how to calculate the number of subsets. Number of subsets is 2 to the power n. That is the number of elements in the power set. So how to calculate the number of elements in the power set? It can be calculated with the same formula. Number of subsets is equal to number of elements in the power set. It is 2 to the power n. Okay. That is about power set. Power set is the set of all subsets. The next one is proper set. What is a proper set? So here these are all the subsets for a given set A, right? See, in this set is a proper subset, this set is a proper subset, this is also a proper subset, but this is not a proper subset. It's not proper set, proper subset. Proper subset. So what do you mean by proper subset? See, proper subset is a set which is contained in a given set. Suppose if I consider this is set B. Of course, B is the subset of A, isn't it? Because B is contained in A. But this is contained in A. As I said, a set itself is a subset of a given set. But it is not a proper subset. So what should be the condition for proper subset? B is said to be the proper subset of A if B is contained in A, that is one condition. B is contained in A. That is one condition. Another condition is A must contain at least one element more than B. At least one element more than B. So when two sets are given and B is the subset of A, and if I want to call B as the proper subset of A, the condition is B is contained in A, that is element of B must be in A. Another condition is A must contain at least one element more than B. See here, this element 2, it is an extra element in A when I compare it to B, right? So I can say that B is the proper subset of A. Look into this set. Is this is the proper subset of A? Yes. Why? Because this set A contains only the element 2 and that 2 is contained in A, and A contains one element extra, at least one element extra it should have, then only that set is called proper subset. This you see, of course these elements are contained in A, but the second condition is not satisfied. A has same number of elements that of this set, so then it is not a proper subset. A must have at least one element more than the given set, then that set is, in this case set B is the proper subset of A. Null set, you can say that it is the proper subset, because null set in the sense there are no elements. So A has some elements more than the given set. So number of proper subsets is formula number of proper subsets. Number of proper subset is 2 to the power n minus 1. 2 to the power n, in this case if I look into this set, it is 2 to the power n is 2 minus 1, 2 to the power 2 is 4 minus 1, it is 3. 3 proper subsets, 1, 2 and 3. So this is the formula for number of proper subsets, 2 to the power n minus 1. The next concept is intervals as subsets of R, where R is the set of real numbers. So first we will talk about the intervals. What is an interval is? So here for example, the set of natural numbers is given to you. It's a set. If I ask you to represent this on the number line, you have studied in your lower classes about the number line, right? If I ask you to represent these numbers on the number line, what you will do? You will draw a line you know how to draw the number line, minus 2, minus 3, it goes like this. And if I want to represent this set on this number line, how you will do it? How you will represent? See, you will put a dot over all these numbers, right? This is how I represent these numbers on the number line. And if it is a set of integers, for example, I have one more set. Set of integers. So if you want to represent this on the number line, again the same thing. Here minus 1, minus 2, 0, 1, 2. You will write like this. Now, if it is the set of real numbers, I can't represent the numbers on the number line in this way. Why? Because there you come across this interval. You cannot write it as a set, you have to write it as interval. Why? Because you know that set of real numbers, in the set of real numbers. For example, see here, in between this 1 and 2, how many numbers do you find? Can you tell me? In between these two numbers, how many numbers are there? Real numbers. We call them as real numbers. We have 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, then up to 2. And in between 1 and 1.1, how many numbers you will get? You will get 1.0001, 1.0001, 1.001, so many numbers. So in between this 1 and 2, you will get infinitely many numbers you find. The same way in between 2 and 3, if I ask how many numbers are there, infinitely many numbers are there in between those two. So those are all real numbers. So when it comes to the case of real numbers, I cannot represent it in the form of a set. I have to represent it in the form of interval. So that interval is nothing but, so I have to write, for example, in this interval, in between 1 and 2, there is a number 1.5. In between 1 and 2, there is a number 1.5. So I can write it as 1.5 is greater than 1, less than 2. So this is how I am going to write it. 1.5 is greater than 1, right? 1.5 is, of course, it is greater than 1, but it is less than 2. This is how I have to write. That is called interval, in between something. Okay. So now, suppose x is a number which is greater than or equal to 4, less than or equal to 7. So which is that x? X is some unknown number which is greater than or equal to 4, less than or equal to 7 if I say. X belongs to real numbers, not the set of natural numbers or the integers or whole numbers. If this is the case, if x is a natural number, if x belongs to a natural number, your solution is, you can write which are the numbers greater than or equal to 4. Greater than or equal to 4. 4, 5, 6, 7. I can write it. If x is a natural number. If x is a whole number, I can write it in this form. X is an integer, I can write it in this form. But x is a real number. How many numbers are there in between 4 and 7? You will find infinitely many numbers. I cannot write it in the form of a set. See here, in between 4 to 5, I have infinitely many numbers. 5 to 6, infinitely many. 6 to 7, there are infinitely many numbers. So I cannot write it in the form of a set. So that time I have to go for this interval. So how can you represent this on the number line? How to represent this on the number line? X is greater than or equal to 4. Less than or equal to 7. And throughout this, you have to thicken the line. This is how I am representing the numbers when it is a set of real numbers. In the previous cases, you must have observed, in the case of natural number, I just put the dots on those numbers, but here it's not the case because you get so many real, infinitely many real numbers. So here one dot, full dot, here one full dot, and in between this line you have to thicken. That means all the numbers are there in the set including 4 and 7. This is the meaning. Now suppose if it is x is greater than 4. See, x is greater than 4, less than or equal to 7. This is how I am going to read it. Less than or equal to 7. X is greater than 4. 4 is not there in the set. Greater than 4. So what is greater than 4? Which number greater than 4? X belongs to the set of real numbers. If it is natural number, x is greater than 4. Which is x is greater than 4? 5, 6, 7, all those comes. But it is x is a real number. So what is a number greater than 4? So 4.01, 4.0001, all those numbers comes. Infinitely many numbers will come in between 4 and 5. So this can be represented on the number line Here I have to put hollow circle. Greater than 4, but 4 is not there in the set. But a number very close to 4 is there in the set. Maybe 4.000001, that is there in the set. 4 is not there in the set. So I have to put a hollow circle. Then you have to thicken the line. And here 7 is included because less than or equal to 7. 7 is there in the set. You have to put a full circle. This is how I am going to represent the numbers on the number line. So here hollow circle because 4 is not there in the set, but a number very close to 4 is present in the set. If it is like this, x is greater than 4, less than 7. So what you will do? 4 is also not there, 7 is also not there, but in between that, greater than 4, a number very close to 4, 4.0000, how many zeros? Infinitely many zeros you can put. That number is there. And here less than 7, 7 is not there in the set, but a number very close to 7, 6.99999, it is there in the set. So, in that case what you have to do, here also I have to put hollow circle. So, if the number is not in the set, you have to put hollow circle. If the number is there in the set, you have to put full circle. This is how I am going to represent the set on the number line. Now, that is called interval. So, this is what is called interval. So, when I write this interval, so same example I take, I take the first example, x is greater than or equal to 4, less than or equal to 7. I can write this one in terms of interval as 4,7. See here, that number has to be written within the square brackets. Within the square brackets. The meaning is the extreme numbers are also present in the set. See here, equal to sign is there. X is greater than or equal to 4, less than or equal to 7. The extreme numbers, the boundary numbers are also there in the set. Suppose if it is like this, x is greater than or equal to 4, less than 7. What is the meaning? 4 is there in the set, but 7 is not there in the set. So, you have to write, see here, this is how I am going to write it. This is closed interval, this is called open interval, closed interval, square bracket, and this is open interval, the half brackets you have to put. So, it is understood that this number 4 is present in the set, but 7 is not there in the set. Suppose if it is like this, x is greater than 4, less than or equal to 7. So, if you want to write it in the interval 4,7, like this it comes. 7 is there in the set, but 4 is not there in the set. So, you have to look into this equal to sign. Wherever there is equal to sign is there, you have to put the closed interval or square brackets. When there is no equal to sign, you have to put the open interval. Suppose if it is like this, x is greater than 4, less than 7. So, extreme numbers are not there in the set, only the numbers in between that you will get. So, you have to represent in this way, both open interval. So, this is called, this square bracket is always called closed interval because that number is there, the extreme number, the boundary number is present in the set. So, this is open interval. So, interval is open. That means the extreme number or the boundary number is not present in that set. That is the meaning. So, this is how we are going to represent the set of real numbers in the form of intervals. So, these two intervals are called open intervals and closed intervals. See, that set of real numbers is represented in this way. This is a set of whole real number line. minus infinity to plus infinity. And for the infinity, don't put closed interval. It is completely wrong if you write closed interval, because we don't know what is infinity is. Infinity is something which is unknown. So don't put closed interval for infinity. Always infinity, whenever infinity comes, it is open interval. So this is the set of real number line, minus infinity to plus infinity. So in the interval, when you write, always the negative number must come towards your left and positive numbers must come to the right. Okay, suppose if it is like this, x is less than or equal to 2 when it comes, so you have to write minus 3 comma 2. Don't write 2 comma minus 3. So you are always going from left to right on the number line. So towards the left, always the smaller numbers has to come, and towards the right, the greater numbers has to come. So this is how we are going to represent the numbers on the number line, or we are representing it in the form of intervals. Now in the case of interval, why that subset comes? For example, suppose there is an interval, a set A. I represent set A as, so this is interval 5 comma 10. So you will get numbers from 5 to 10, infinitely many numbers. Another set B, it is from 3 to 9, open interval. What's the meaning of open interval? That 3 and 9 are not present in the set, but a number very close to 3, it is present. Here also 9 is not there in the set, but a number very close to 9, 8.9999, it is there in the set. So here you see these two sets. Now this set B is contained in A, isn't it? Because all the elements of B comes under the element, this is 3 to 10, it is 3 to 10, not 5 to 10, 3 to 10. So here 3 comma 9. All the elements in the set B is contained in set A, right? So B is the subset of A. So this is how I can connect this intervals with the subset. So we are going to solve the problems from exercise 1.3. So fill in the blanks with the symbols subset or not a subset. First question, 2, 3, 4 dash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whether 2, 3, 4 is contained in this set? Yes. So this is the subset of this set. So I have to write the symbol. It is subset. Here it is ABC. This is BCD. This is the subset. Yeah, A, it is not there in the set. B is there in the set. C is there in the set. But A is not there in this set. So this does not contain, every element of this set must be in this set, otherwise it is not at all subset. 2 elements are there, but the third element, it is not there in this set. So this set is not contained in this set, or it is not the subset. Next, X is the set of all students of a class 11. Here another set is X is a student of your college or school, it is given. This is the student of class 11. Here the student of your college. So student of class 11 is nothing but student of your college. So it is the subset. The next one, X is a circle in a plane. So in a plane there are so many circles. Imagine there are many circles of different radii in the plane. This is another set. X is a circle in the same plane with radius 1 unit. So this is contained in this, but this is not the subset. This is not the subset of this set. Here it is, X is a circle in a plane. Different circles, you imagine on this board you will have different varieties of circles with different radii. This is X is a circle in the same plane with radius 1 unit. You will find, so this is a set where you get circles only with radius 1. So this is the biggest set, isn't it? So this is not the subset of this, but this is the subset of this set, you can say. So this set is not the subset of the other set. Look into the next question here. You have to state true or false. The statements are given here. You have to say whether it is true or false. The first one. The set A comma B is not the subset of B comma C comma A. See the elements of this set A and B. In this also AB is there. So this set is contained in this set. So but here it is given that it is not the subset. So it is false. It is false. Actually it is, the statement is A comma B is the subset of BCA, but here it is not given as not the subset, so it is false. A comma E is the subset of the set X such that X is a vowel in the English alphabet. Vowel in the English alphabet, A, E, I, O, U. A comma E is contained in this set, right? Yes, it is true. 1 comma 2 comma 3 is the subset of 1, 3, 5. No, because 1 and 3 are contained in this set, but 2 is not there in this set. So this is false. It's given that it is the subset. No, it is not the subset. The next one, A is the subset of ABC. Yes, it is true. Next question. X is an even natural number less than 6. Even natural number less than 6. Which are the even natural numbers less than 6? 2 and 4. Here this is a set X such that X is a natural number which divides 36. So you will get which are the numbers in that. X is a natural number which divides 36. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6 itself. Here I get 2 comma 4. Here I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Of course, this is a subset of this, isn't it? It is a true statement. Look at the next question. Set A is given and its elements 1, 2, 3, 4 within the flower bracket. This together makes one element and 5. So if I ask you how many elements are there in the set A? How many elements you have to say? Do you say that it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or it is only 4? Only 4 element. 1, 2, 3, 4. This we are considering it as a single element. Okay? Which of the following statements are incorrect and why? So if it is correct, okay, if it is incorrect you have to say why it is incorrect. Say 3 comma 4 is the subset of A. Is this a correct statement? No, it's a false statement, incorrect statement. Why it is incorrect? See, this 3 comma 4, as I said, it is an element. It is an element of set A. See, the subset comes, this is a subset symbol. Subset symbol comes when a set is contained in another set. That is subset. But this is an element. Whenever that element comes, you have to get a symbol either belongs or does not belongs. These are the two symbols I get when it is the case of element. When it is the case of a set, then the subset symbol comes. Belongs or that's a subset or not a subset, that symbol comes. So this is an element here. This whole thing is the element of the set A. So this subset symbol does not come there. It becomes belongs. If it is there, then it is right. It's not the subset. So this is a false statement. 3, 4 belongs to A. Yes, right. Because it is the element of the set A. See here. Look at that. This is an element that is written within the flower brackets. Then it forms a set. Set is nothing but it should come within the flower brackets. So this whole thing is an element. See here, element that is written within the flower bracket. So it is a set. Yes, this is the subset of A. Yes, this set is contained in this, isn't it? So it is the subset. It is true, right statement. 1 belongs to A. Yes, 1 is the element of A, so belongs. 1 is the subset of A, wrong. Whenever that subset, it must be a set, then only you can bring this symbol, subset or not a subset. Suppose if it is written in the, like this, if it is written, yes, I can say no. Because it is written within the flower bracket, so this forms a set. This set is the subset of A, I can say. But here that flower bracket is not there, it's only an element, then it is not the subset. It's not the subset. This is false, incorrect statement. 1, 2, 5, it is a subset of A. 1, 2, 5, yes, it is written within the flower bracket, so it is a set, it is a subset. 1, 2, 5 belongs to A. This you see, this is the right statement. 1, 2, 5 belongs to A. False. Because see here, those elements are written within the flower bracket. That means it is a set. Whenever a set comes, we don't get this belongs to sign. Either I have to get a subset or not a subset. When it is the case of an element, you are not supposed to put this flower brackets. You have to just write an element, belongs or does not belongs. Okay. So this is a wrong statement. 1, 2, 3 is the subset of A. Is this right? 1, 2, 3 is the subset of A. 1 is there, 2 is there, 3 no. So along with that 3, that 4 also must come. It is a single element, it is. I cannot separate this as 3, 4, no. So this is not a subset. False statement. Null set belongs to A. Null set belongs to A. See, what do you mean by this is null set? It belongs to A whenever it is given. It is an element. Thus, this is an element here. No, it's not an element. So, this belongs to A. It is false. Null set is the subset of A. Yes, it is true. Because I said null set is the subset of all the sets. So, it is true. This is the subset of A. No, it is false. Why? Because what is the meaning of this? This is an element of the set A and that set is a subset of A. This is false because this element itself is not there in the set A. Then there is no question of subset. This is false. Write down all the subsets of the following. Sets are given to you. You have to write the subsets for those. Look at the first question there. This is a set, contains a single element. So, which are the possible subsets? How many subsets does it has? The formula 2 to the power n. So, here how many elements we have? Only one element. So, 2 to the power 1 it is 2. So, it has 2 subsets. Which are those? One is the set itself and another one is the null set. These are the 2 subsets. So, you have to write always the subsets like this. You have to write the possible subsets, you can write in this way. Otherwise, comma you can put and you can write it, not a problem. Here you see A comma B. How many possible subsets? 2 to the power 2. It is 4 possible subsets. So, which are those 4 possible subsets? One is A, another one is B, the other one is the set itself, and another one is null set. These are the possible subsets. For this 1, 2, 3, how many possible subsets? 2 to the power 3, 8 possible subsets. Already I have written it once while explaining. The set itself and the null set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one, see this is null set. Null set. What are the subsets of a null set? The set itself. This is null set, or I can write it in this way. Both are same. So what are the possible subsets? The set itself, that is a null set itself, is the subset and no other possible subsets. So null set always has how many subsets? Only one subset. Why? Formula you see 2 to the power n. Formula is 2 to the power n, number of subsets. So it is 2 to the power n is number of elements. How many elements are there in the null set? No element, 0. 2 to the power 0 is 1. Any number to the power 0 is always equal to 1. So how many subset you will get? You will get only one subset. So null set has only one subset.